With fibromyalgia, pain management feels like a trap. Do too much, you flare. Rest too much, you seize up and hurt more. So how do you find the balance without living in fear? In this video, I'm going to show you how to reduce pain without overtiring yourself and stop that cycle of pushing and crashing. This follows on from the other videos in this series where we talked about fibromyalgia pain and why it feels different, why nerve type pain happens, and why pain moves around your body. I'll link the whole playlist at the end if you've missed any. Now, in this video, we're bringing all of that together into a calmer way of responding. Let's start with an important reframe. Reducing pain with fibromyalgia is not about fixing your body. It's not about forcing symptoms away, and it's not about doing everything right. It's about reducing overload. A lot of us get stuck between two extremes. On the one side, we push through. We're trying to keep up. We're trying to keep living a normal life like we used to. We're trying to catch up on lost time. On the other side, we can be still too long. We need to rest more. We're in pain, and that's totally understandable. And we become more sensitive for when we do try to do things. Neither extreme works well long term. So instead of asking, how do I stop the pain? A more helpful question is, how do I reduce what my body is carrying? The first principle to managing your fibromyalgia pain is this: reduce overload, not symptoms. Pain is often the last thing to show up, not the first. By the time pain spikes, your system has usually been overloaded for a while. And this overload can come from physical effort, emotional stress, more sensory input than usual, poor sleep, posture, busyness. Reducing pain starts with noticing which of these are building up, not trying to silence pain once it's already loud. The second principle is keeping a baseline of movement. This doesn't mean exercise plans or workouts. It means staying gently mobile even on bad days, moving between rooms, changing your position, short walks when possible, light stretching, not because movement cures pain, but because staying completely still often makes pain harder to manage later. The goal isn't improvement, it's maintenance. The third principle for tackling fibromyalgia pain is calming the system regularly, not only when it's in crisis. A sensitive system doesn't reset itself just because you've stopped. It needs signals of safety. Things like gentle, deep breathing, grounding, progressive muscle relaxation, and short guided meditations. These aren't emergency tools, they are maintenance tools. Used little and often, they reduce how sharply your system reacts when pain or stress show up. If you want to look at some meditations that are designed specifically for fibromyalgia, I have another channel which I put those onto, and I'll put a link to that channel in the description below. The fourth principle is working with your patterns instead of fighting them. By now, you probably know where pain shows up when you're tired or stressed or overwhelmed, or which areas flare after busy days, or what happens when your sleep is disrupted. Using that information isn't weakness, it's a key. Just make a mental note of it so you know what to do the next time that comes up. For me, that might mean using heat on my neck after I've had some social time because I find conversations really draining, or shifting position more deliberately during the day so that pain doesn't build. Small responses early are far more effective than bigger ones later. What we've talked about so far in this video is system-level calming, reducing overload, keeping gentle movement going, regulating the nervous system, and resting without collapse. And that's the foundation of managing fibromyalgia pain. But alongside that, there are also simple tools that can take the edge off pain on harder days. Things like heat or cold, TENS machines, eye masks, etc. These don't fix fibromyalgia, they just help reduce the intensity when pain is already there. And I've talked about many of these in other videos, so what I'll do for this video is I'll put a list of them on the screen now if you want to pause and take a look or take a screenshot of it. I also want to say something clearly about medication. Using pain relief when you need it is not failure. Medication is a tool. Sometimes it helps, and we all know that sometimes it doesn't. But suffering through pain does not mean that you will be more resilient, and it doesn't protect your nervous system. It triggers it even more. So what matters is how we use our tools, not whether we need them or not, but using them appropriately at the right time. For example, if I've got a headache and it's near bedtime, I will take painkillers. If it's during the day, I might not take painkillers. I might just try drinking more water first and see if that helps. But at night time, I want to protect my sleep as much as possible, so I take the painkillers before I go to sleep, because it's not worth having a disrupted night's sleep and then getting up at 3 a.m. and taking them instead. So what matters most is how we use our tools, not whether we depend on them or not. So what does progress actually look like with fibromyalgia? It's not fewer symptoms forever. It's fewer spirals, shorter flares, more confidence in responding, and less fear when pain changes. You're not trying to eliminate pain. We can't do that, unfortunately. There is no cure for fibromyalgia. But we are trying to live alongside it with less cost. And that's what sustainable pain management looks like. You don't need to do everything at once, but starting with awareness and understanding can change how your body reacts, and that's a great place to start. Now, if you haven't seen the whole playlist, I'll link it here. And the next video that we're going to do is one that I've been waiting to make for nearly a year. It's about the lessons that I've learned from my fibromyalgia journey, which I want to let you know about so that you don't have to learn them the hard way. And I'm really looking forward to sharing that with you. So until then, take good care of yourselves and be well.